Hello everybody, back here again for a vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 18th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, really decent time frame, got up and around, got out, got my banana and my liter of water and jumped in the hot tub for a little bit, got my soak on, kind of chilling out in the morning, taking it nice and easy and slow. Wife got up and around, kind of chatted a little bit about what we had plans for the day, and she didn't know what she wanted to do, and basically she was talking about, well, we were gonna do this one of these times we have a chance to go do anything we want today, but we're gonna not do anything, and then we're gonna wish we had done something. I'm like, well, just pick something. What do you want to do? So she went through and she labeled or named off a few things. I'm like, that's why we've talked about having like a list of things that are like, things we want to do. So we'll think about it when we're busy, and when we're not busy, we don't think what we want to do. So we need to write down a little list, kind of like we're doing with our different little restaurants or food we want to eat. Have like a little cheat sheet. We just go compare to that list and mark one off and go there or eat that, this kind of thing. So went ahead, we talked about it, and there was a couple of things. We also need to break them out to like something that's a few hours or something that's like an all day or an overnight kind of scenario, and we kind of chatted about it. So we decided to go over to, there's a spot we've driven by a few times and seen it. She's seen it growing up her whole life in this area, and it's, I don't know, a little over an hour away, but it is a shop that sells gigantic metal like sculptures. They got anything from elephants to alligators, like all the way across, like you name it. They got giant giraffes, they got horses and pig heads and all kinds of stuff. And they also do a lot of Mexican pottery, and they got a bunch of that stuff as well. So I think all the metal sculptures also come out of Mexico as well. They're forged and made in Mexico, welded up, then shipped here, and then they paint them at the shop right here in Florida. They sell them, so you can get any color you want, as long as they have the mold there that can do a giant selection of different colors, so you can have it done whatever way makes you happy. So we decided to head over there, and on our way we were driving over, and there's kind of two real main ways to get there and back for us to get over there, and we decided to go up one way and back home the other to kind of, I guess, take a chance of seeing more places along the way. So jumped in the car and we headed out, and on the way over we saw a big billboard we've seen also a bunch of times for an indoor greenhouse slash orchid farm, whatever you want to call it, nursery, whatever. And we've discussed going there, but they don't have their address listed, and they really don't have a name of the place listed on the billboard. It just says gigantic indoor greenhouse, yada yada yada, and it says like 4.5 miles on this road, but we don't know what road's at, and we never really bothered to take the time to look. Most time we get that way, that part of the area, we're kind of on our way somewhere else. We already had plans to go somewhere. So I said, well, we don't have plans today. We thought going on the way back. I'm like, no, because we're going home in the different directions when we back by here. So let's try and find it. And all it said was the name of a road. And we drove down, and the next road, a little tiny shit road to the side, that was the road, which of course the sign is a little tiny sign. And they need a sign if there says like greenhouse that way or something at that road so you see it, but we didn't. So we drove down, which was like another 2 miles next turnaround because it was on a divided highway. So we finally got the turnaround, came back, and drove down the road and found the place. Amazing location, holy crap. Customer service was phenomenal. It was just a great spot. Walked around, looked at tons of flowers and tons of plants and stuff, and really probably be going back there to buy some more stuff when we're making that our goal as our last stop on the way home, because we had other things planned today, and I didn't want to leave a bunch of orchids and stuff in the car just cooking, because they're going to overheat in the car. Sunny day, and it is what it is. So also tons and tons of motorcycles out here. I just had a bee fly right into my hands. I'm holding my phone out here making this video, and a bee hit right into the palm of my hand on my phone hand. That's weird, but happens, I guess. So that was a strange one for me. But there was a ton of bikes out on the road, and watching out for bikers, and for the most part, most of them were doing pretty normal stuff. A few assholes driving like complete maniacs, and they wonder why they have so many people that hate them, and why when I'm out riding my motorcycle acting normal, people still resent me because they lump us all in together, because some people are acting like jerks. And just like on a pedal bike, I'll be out riding my bike, and I'll have people like literally like honking their horn at me and swerving at me and shit because they get mad at other bikers who are riding like jerks. And I'm like, well, I'm not the one riding like a jerk. Like, go honk at that group of people who are acting like jerks and leave me alone. So it happens, but we just live with it. So went ahead and said hold it, and got a few other things done. Stopped at the greenhouse, like I said. Staff was phenomenal. It was great. We did end up buying one little plant that I thought would handle the heat in the car. It was cheap enough that if it didn't, it's not the end of the world. But I felt like I wanted to buy something because we enjoyed walking around and looking around the place. They also had like a little bin of koi food. You can get a little scoop of it in an ice cream cone. It's like your little cup, which the cones cost more than it's worth. But we could have like, hey, just take a handful and go out there and feed the koi. You would have got more food and less wasted money on the cones. But so we grabbed a little cone full of koi food, walked down a little koi pond, and it's not very big. I thought it was gonna be a lot bigger than it was, but they kind of promoted it. But went ahead and went down there and fed the koi, had a good time. Chucked in the ice cream cones, and they seemed to really enjoy the ice cream cone. The fish really went after it as well. So not sure ice cream cone is the healthiest thing for koi fish, but their fish seemed healthy. And they had a bunch of turtles in there that were weird, like leaf looking turtles that maybe they're native right here in Florida. They showed up on their own, or maybe they brought them in, I don't know, but they're really cool. A couple, like one gigantic one, holy crap, he's big, like trash can lid size. The rest were pretty small, like 8-10 inches. Basketball at most. This thing was massive, and I thought that was kind of cool. So fish were looking beautiful and just chilling out, having a good time. So didn't see any filtration on the pond, which I don't know if they're doing natural filtration or what they're doing, but the water looked pretty clear. It wasn't, well, I shouldn't say clear. The water looked healthy, I should put it that way. It was still very tannin and dark, but it wasn't all algae filled. The edges weren't all gross and stuff. So seemed to be happy. Got done there, headed back to the car, and cruised on up to the statue place, monument place, yard art, whatever you want to call it, and walked around that place, and holy crap, they got a bunch of really weird stuff. They got some cool stuff, they got some weird stuff, and they're proud of their stuff. The pricing is not by any means cheap, but if it's welded together correctly, which I hope it is, it's been here for a long time, they've been open, I don't know, it looked like, I think somebody said, I heard them say they've been there like 40-50 years like that. So I would assume if it was falling apart, they would have lost their reputation by now and wouldn't have been in business still. So, but their things were expensive. So my wife found a nutcracker she really liked, but it was, I don't know, almost $300 I think. So probably more she wanted to spend. Offered to her, I said, hey, you want this for Christmas? You know, what do you know, all this stuff. She's like, I don't know, she couldn't make her mind. She never really said yes or no. She finally eventually said no. I saw a really cool metal like dog house, but it was actually a dog-shaped birdhouse, is what it was. But it hung, and it was kind of cute, and it was only like $35, and it's made from old oil drums that they make in Mexico. They had a little video showing how they basically bang out the drums and cut them up and make into stuff. So that was kind of cool. It's from recycled, so that's kind of a cool thing. But I didn't want it. I was like, I don't know where I'd put it. Part of me wanted to hang it for my mailbox, but I'm afraid to just get beat up by people driving by and hitting it and kicking it and stupid shit, kids around here. And I really didn't see any reason to put it in the backyard. And there was a lot of like knick-knacky stuff we liked, but like I tell my wife all the time, I love that little shit, but I don't want to clean it. I don't want to dust it. I don't want to keep up on it. So I get a lot of that little knick-knacky stuff I don't ever buy because I just don't want to dust it. And it's a big reason. Plus, I don't want to spend the money. But mostly it's I don't want to dust it. If I had a cleaning crew who came in and dusted all my stuff in my house, I'd have a lot more knickknacks and that kind of junk. But there were some cool things, had some cool art, had some cool statues, some cool ceramics, and then we found a little $15 ceramic Mexican painted shark that the tail had been broke off before and glued back on, and it was only $5. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take $5. I can live with that. So we bought it, and we also looked for a housewarming / party gift, I guess, for a friend of ours that have a Halloween party every year that we like to go to. We like to take them something. So how are you doing today? So normally a couple of years I've like made them stuff in my laser machine, kind of made them like custom coasters and different little things, their name on it, whatever, and like the party gear, little mementos. And then we've done different things over the years. I think one year we took them a really cool like fancy glass like cake plate with like spider webs on top, because she is ate up with Halloween and the wife is. So basically took that to them with a bunch of like snacks and brownies and whatever we had in there, so that when they called, like, hey, you're gonna get your plate, and I'm like, no, that's yours, that was your gift. Like the food was just part of the gift. The actual gift was the plate with the big spider web cover. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're keeping this. This thing's awesome. We were trying to figure out where you got it. We were trying to find one. So we were looking for something there. Didn't find anything that was really Halloween themed. There was some Day of the Dead stuff, but Day of the Dead is technically not Halloween. And the few things we liked that we thought they might actually want to put in their decor was more than we wanted to spend for a just a party gift, like a thank you gift when you show up to somebody's house. Because even growing up shit poor with my parents and stuff had taught me when you show up to somebody's house like that, bring something. It has to be something, and it is what it is. So we like to bring something there, and that's where I wasn't willing to spend like $80 to bring a gift to go to a party for a few hours, more than I wanted to spend. So they're not that good a friend. So went ahead and said heck with it, and from there we headed back out, and then on the way home we swung by Daytona, went to Best Buy up there, and it was of course by Torfest, so the traffic is just crazy. Got to Best Buy, I was looking to buy myself a new phone because this phone, the screen's messing up, and I've lost like the right between an 1/8 and a 1/2 inch of my screen. It just stops working at times, and it is super annoying. But went ahead, stopped in there at Best Buy, and there's like, I don't know, 30 employees in that place, and nobody wants to help you at all, like not one bit. So we walk in, looking around stuff, find the iPhones, and I'm looking at different ones, trying to figure out, and all the pricing's per month on the plan. I'm like, I don't want it per month, I want to know how much I have to write a check for. So trying to figure that stuff out. One guy came by, basically showed what it was. I told him I had a question, and he answered that question. He goes, well, if you want to activate stuff, you gotta go over here. The reps are here for them. And she goes, asked something about service wrong. I said, I'm on Verizon. And he goes, oh yeah, there's a Verizon rep out here. She has to activate your phone over there and stuff, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So I was still looking at the phones, like trying to figure out which actual phone I wanted. So I hadn't made my mind up yet. And they just like walked away. They're probably, I'm not kidding you, 20 feet away from us. And 4 of them standing there talking in the Apple section, that like they're there to sell Apple shit. And I was like, hey, I had a couple more questions. So I had to like ask them like, hey, can one of you guys answer a question and stuff? The guy came over and answered a question and walks away like immediately, not like, any more questions or anything. So I was like, holy shit, you gotta be kidding me. So I had to holler and ask him, I go to ask him a question. And they were like, why are you bothering us? And I'm like, do you want paid? Like, what the fuck? Like, I understand you think I'm a burden, but if I don't buy shit here, eventually Best Buy is gonna close down. Like, you guys can't do this. Like, there's a reason why. And part of it is like, a lot of people go here and ask a bunch of questions, then go order it online anyway. Fine. I'm not that guy. I want to buy it right now. I want to carry the box home right now. But they wouldn't sell it to me. And I was like, okay. So when I talked to the rep, he's going to activate the phone, go talk to them. And that guy pretty much told me to piss off. Like, lack of a better term, was like, just go away. Kind of staring. I'm like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. So told Karen, I said, find the nearest Verizon store. We'll go into a Verizon store, see if we can't there. So she looks one up, finds one next town down, which is Port Orange. And I'm like, okay. So we head there, and she decided, in her memory, she remembered being in the Pavilion, which was fine. And she looked at us on Dunlawton, which the Pavilion is not in Dunlawton. It's like a quarter mile, half mile north of Dunlawton. But I was like, no big deal. So we drive the Pavilion, drive around, can't find it. So she pulls Matt back out again, pull it for it, and finds out that it's like way over there somewhere. And I'm like, with all the traffic and stuff and getting out, get back on the interstate, I'm like, well, if we don't see it before we get to the interstate, I'm just going home. Like, the hell with this. So we looked, and it was the other side, and with the traffic and the bike stuff, I just didn't want to mess with it. I was like, I'm over it. Like, nobody wants to help me. If I'm gonna get shitty service, might as well just order the damn thing online and just deal with it myself. So we head back, and then on the way back, I decided, well, we have a Verizon store there in New Smyrna. I'll stop in with those guys, and basically told him I was looking to buy a phone, and he was all about, we gotta send you a code and look into your account, we gotta have an ID to prove who you are to make. I'm like, I'm just trying to give you cash. Like, I'm gonna hand you money, you're gonna hand me a phone. Like, what are we doing? You know? He was like, nope, don't matter. You gotta have all this information. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, shit happens. So went ahead and got into the account, which he kept trying to send me a code, so it wasn't going, which I don't know if I blocked Verizon at some point for the code shit, because they kept sending me a bunch of crap or what, but nothing came through. So they logged into Karen's, they sent her a code, and then looked up and saw that we had, like, I don't know, free promotion credit or some shit. So they would literally give me a free phone, but I got to agree like 10 years or 3 years or some shit, and it's like $10 all it's going to cost me. And he goes, so your bill goes up like 27 cents. I'm like, I'll just pay the $10. Like, how my bill stay the same, pay the $10 now. I said, so if I decide in a year I'm tired of your guys' service, he goes, you'll owe us, 2/3 of the price. If you decide tomorrow, you owe us the full price. If you decide, 2 years in, you owe us 1/3 of the price of the phone. I'm like, okay, whatever. Part of me hates that because I've had that option before that I've opted out of and just wrote the check or played with a credit card, whatever, don't matter. So I don't have a checkbook, but just paid cash on it because of the simple fact that I didn't want to be in that situation where, like, let's say something happened financially, which I'm not there in my life, but it could. And if you piss me off and I don't want your service anymore, I can walk away at any moment and not owe you, $1,000 for a phone or $600 or $500 or whatever's left on the phone. I don't owe you that. I can just walk away. It's way different to walk away from a phone and steal that money. Now, if I switch to a company, a lot of them will pay off whatever I had on the old phone to the old company. So we always have that option as well too. But I was like, okay, so I did a little second. They don't have the cases I wanted or like, so I'm like, let me go home and order a case. They have the phones in stock. So as soon as the case gets here, I'll go back and get it, because I definitely didn't want to carry around a phone without a case. And because there's no SIM card in the new phone, it's all electronic cards, I have to actually have them activate my phone. Where before, I could legitimately just pull my SIM card out, drop it in the new phone, play with it, get it all set up, do what I want to do with it, and then pull the SIM card out, drop back my old phone, and have my case again. And that's not the case anymore. So, and also, Karen had a free phone coming as well if she wanted it, but she didn't want it. She likes her phone, she don't want to mess with it, and she wants to keep her old phone, which part of me likes her old phone more than the new one I'm gonna like, I think. So there's a possibility when it gets here, we're gonna look at it and compare, and I might actually swap her phone and make her phone my phone and give her the new phone, because that way I still have my original SE with a home button and all that stuff that I like. But the new ones don't have any home button stuff, which I really enjoy the home button. It is what it is. But you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. So, and I'm not sure if they still have the thumb code on the new phones or not, because I'm not sure if that's there. But I know they do a lot of facial recognition stuff for unlocking your phone, which I do not want to do, because for some reason, like, let's say for whatever, and it comes like you get pulled over by the cops, they just hold your phone in front of your face and it unlocks. Or if a thief steals my phone, holds my phone in front of my face, if he's at gunpoint, he unlocks my phone, which technically do with my thumb too, but it's not quite as easy. So, but yeah, I got bank information, I got, stock market account information and stuff, all that crap I don't want to deal with. So yeah, but low priorities never happened yet. I'm almost 50 and it hasn't happened this day. Probably not going to happen, but weird thoughts in my head. That's why I don't want it. So yeah, without a warrant, they can't make you punch your code in your phone, but if they hold up to your face, it unlocks and they can see if you're texting and driving or whatever you're doing in that process. So yeah, it is what it is. So we got done there, headed home, did a little looking around, and kind of got a couple things done. It was still kind of early-ish, so instead to hold it, decided to get my run in, got my run done, and then got back, asked wife if she wanted for dinner. She didn't know what she wanted, she couldn't make her mind up. So I said, hey, how about we do sloppy joes? If you make the sloppy joes, I'll make tater tots when I get back from my run, and then while I'm showering, I'll be ready and we'll eat because I'm hungry. And she's like, yep, works. So she went ahead and made up sloppy joes while I was on my run. I got back, threw some tater tots in the oven, and for some reason, we had 2 pounds of ground beef. So when I put 1 can of sloppy joe mix in, she goes, oh, it looks wet enough. I'm like, I don't think so. Like, it needs another can. Like, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I think it'll be fine. I'm like, okay. So I made my tater tots, got it done, and put them on there, and it was so dry. There was, like, I knew I was in trouble when I had just a piece of the sloppy joe, just the hamburger. And as you know, like, oh, this is too dry on its own anyway, like, let alone the dry tater tots also, like, sucked all the moisture out. She was eating like a taco shell, like a wrap, like a soft shell, and it was great for her, so it wasn't messy. I'm like, yes, but I love sloppy joes. I want it, sloppy isn't the key word. Like, what are we doing? So mixed up a bunch of Korean barbecue sauce and spicy barbecue sauce and some honey mustard and a bunch of other sauces, and kind of made myself my own wet mix, which was not what I was after. It turned out good, it was fine, but it wasn't sloppy joe. I still feel like I haven't had my sloppy joes this month. So, and I like to eat sloppy joes like at least once a month, sometimes twice, but I'm a big fan of sloppy joe, and I feel like I got robbed on my sloppy joe this time. So, what am I gonna do? It is what it is. So I told her, I said, please, for God's sake, like, there's a reason it says 1 can per pound. Please use 2 cans for 2 pounds. Like, if we're only using one can, pull half it out to use for something else, tacos or nachos or whatever you want to do, but please put the 2 cans in. Like, that was not good. So, and then she also left it simmering for like 20 minutes while I showered and made tater tots, so it kind of cooked off even more of the juice, so it was extra dry coming out of there. But Yeah, Sloppy Joe. It's in the word, in the name, for a reason. It has to be sloppy. That's what makes it good. So, yeah, we watched an episode of Shameless, and then I went outside, got myself a cigar, started looking through, and apparently Life Proof is, I don't know, the Life Proof case, which I've had for years. I love. I guess they stopped making life proof cases. Something about Otterbox now owns the patent or trademark or something on it. I don't know. They make a brand of it, but all the research looked like it was crap and people didn't like it. So I was sad about that. So instead, ended up buying a different case, and hopefully it gets here in a couple days, and I will be able to, I don't know, figure it out. So I also got to figure out what cords, because I think it has a different cord for the new phone I'm getting. So I got to get new cords for the cars and the motorcycle and the house and the outside. So I got like 6 new cords I got to buy, which sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, gotta get all that stuff figured out and all that good fun that happens. So, but yeah, went ahead and got that done, and then enjoyed the rest of my cigar. Kind of just chilled out for the evening. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous weather, and then headed back in for the night, wrapped it up, and called it a day. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.